Hi Nalin, thank you so much for coming today and wishing me for first episode and blessing me the start.
Thank you, Kamlesh, for having me in this podcast.
I just want to introduce you. He's an engineering manager at Foodhub. He has been into coding from start till now, and he's a man of speed. He's a man of fast delivery. He's a man of accepting the change. So I would just want him to introduce himself about how you take up things.
Hi, my name is Nalin, and I'm working in a company called Foodhub. I'm an engineering manager at Foodhub. I'm actually a mobile application developer. I've developed mobile application as my and it's a passion also. So do a software development, and I have developed around 50 apps till now. And I basically whenever, even if I'm free or if there's anything, I'll think of, what, I have to develop this or I have to do this, and it's just that it become my passion altogether. Apart from that, if not development or if I'm not doing anything, I'll be playing cricket.
Oh, so you're a
So
cricket
that is
fan.
yeah.
Nice. So I see that you have a passion for coding, and do you do late night codings nowadays,
I
or
do a
it was
lot.
past thing?
And now also I do, and this is the only fight that we have between me and my wife. So it's something that I cannot stop. It's just that even now, for example, I become a manager. So at office, it's like full time work, managing people and all other stuff.
Meetings, meeting.
So when I reach home, after that I get time when that is when I feel, yeah, you know what, now I can do coding. No one is there. Wife is sleeping, kids are sleeping, and now you can just
So you
concentrate.
do late night coding or early morning coding?
I'm like an 8 lighter, so I
Late.
can extend till 4 o'clock, even till 6 o'clock also. But morning it's very difficult.
Yeah, even I feel when there's no one around, I feel really I'm productive and I can give my best there. So yeah, I'm a late night person, but sometimes, if I'm tired, I also do early mornings. But those two are the prime times where I feel really productive and give my best.
So when I was in Mango Technology, I developed around 20 apps, and it was good. And it was a good start for me in my career, because that is the only changing difference between me and my friend who were in the same industry, because they were developing on a big app, so they were slow to learn and to develop everything. For me, now I understood the speed, understood that how easy it is to manage and get it out. And it helped me give a perspective that, what, this can be a passion which I can follow.
So then how? No, but I just want to ask, like, was it Ellipse time or Android Studio was out then?
Eclipse,
Eclipse time.
that was the Eclipse. That was and in fact, I started with Android 1.6. That was like the oldest one.
How was testing debugging that time? I don't
There
know.
was an
I
HTC phone. We had one small HTC phone, and I remember that was, and we used to develop on emulator. Once it is done, then we had that HTC phone, and then we were testing on it. It was like, now I see. I'm like, no, the way now I do and the way that time, it was totally different.
Yeah.
And that time it was more
That
challenging.
time the thing itself was different. Yeah, that's why I asked Eclipse or Android Studio because
Eclipse.
I've seen Eclipse and I just wanted to be out of that. So after that, you found your passion. You have done a couple of apps. How did you know?
So after this, so I was staying away from my family in Bangalore. So I wanted to shift back to Chennai. So I shifted back. I was in 10 miles. So some Bangalore technology helped me speed, but 10 miles helped me understand the pixel perfection. So here I was working with Shalin Jain,
Yeah.
and he was very very crucial on UI. So we used to follow iOS standard. So everything, even small elements that we develop, it was should be user friendly, and that shaped my thinking altogether. And then I started doing on Android, iOS, both together. So I was like, you know what, morning I'm doing on Android, evening on iOS. It
So
was
both
like
the native apps you were developing in 10 miles.
10 months.
And they were very keen on UI and pixel perfect UI.
Yeah. So they guys taught me that, having developing apps is different, but developing it designed app is different. Then they go, okay, I learned something from Mango, I learned something from 10 Miles.
You say about 10 miles, how it shaped up, except for, like, I understand the pixel perfect, and what else, like, how was the culture, or how was, because I assume that time it was a very small company, now it's a huge company, which is a different level, but at that small point, how was the culture, or what was
I
the...
remember at that time we were not into mobile app, and I was the first guy to come, and like Shalin was like, Nalin, I'm not sure whether I should take it. It's like, okay, let's start it up. And then we did first project, and he liked it, and it's like, okay, Nalin, have something. Then we did, and lucky for me, I have only set up the whole team in for mobile application in 10 miles. So when I left, we were around 10 people odd. When I started, I was only person, and we developed Happy Fox was a product that we had.
Now
And
it's
then
the
we had
biggest product, Happy
Happy
Fox,
Fox
which
chat, and then we had Android, iOS, iPad. Like that time also I did develop around 7 to 8 different type of apps, and but it was good. It was, the culture was good.
what was the culture like? I understand culture is good, but
Uh,
some perspective.
in culture wise, one thing is fail and do this. So
So they
that
accepted failures is what
exactly,
you
this was
want to...
super helpful for me. Being a leader, so when I'm owning up something, of course we are not ready for at the start age. Okay, so I used to do mistake, and but the way they guys, oh, you know what, no problem, it happened, but let's make it better next time, and this helped me shape up.
So that's the key highlight. I see one is the friendly culture in 10 miles, and then the other
The
part
cushion
is
to
the
fail,
cushion to fail. I think that's really important when you start things, because
because
you
that
are
give you
ought to
confidence.
fail, right? As
That
you're
give you
starting.
confidence. You feel like, yeah, you know what, you can do whatever you want.
Cool. So now that you have done Pixel Perfect, and you know how the culture is, and you have done several big apps, at least there are some apps which are still running in a big way.
Yeah, millions of users are using daily.
So how did you then shift your gaze forward? Like, what made you shift forward?
After 10 miles, for a short while, I was in a company called Index, and then I joined a company called Hero Talkies.
Hero
So,
Talkies.
Hero Talkies is again one of my, I mean, it helped me shape up one more thing. So, basically, I joined Hero Talkies. Hero Talkies was very small, I mean, it was just a startup there. And for me, I wanted that culture, so startup culture, and because I wanted to do my own business, end of the day, I was like, okay, this will give me at least hands-on knowledge, how, what are the problems are there when we work on startup. And so it was like a Netflix kind of app. So
Hero Talkies is a kind of Netflix
yeah,
video
so
streaming app.
video streaming app. And what we do is, so we stream all Tamil movies for all upload audience.
Okay.
So we bought the rights, and then we sell it out, and then and there I was able to develop an TV apps for TV, apps for mobile, and all other stuff, iOS, Android again.
Just taking a step back on the journey, just taking a step back on just discussing the tech part involved in the Hero Talkies.
So in Tech Park, it was again on native Android,
Native Android,
native
native iOS.
iOS.
Okay. So the native apps, but what about the streaming part? How did that happen?
Streaming was the something which was like
Challenge.
yeah, challenging, because initially iOS platform itself gives one library called AV image player.
Yeah.
Basically, you can run the videos internally, and that term I learned a technology called we used to use MP4.
HIEC, that is the image format.
Uh,
Some high level format.
Yeah, so all the bits are divided into six
Small
minutes
chunks.
exactly,
Yes.
and then it's a streaming protocol that we use. That so
I
that
think
one,
HLS, right?
HLS exactly. So HLS started. So when I started in Hero Talkies, I learned. So we already know MP4, but then I learned, there's something called as HLS. So it's a streaming platform. I was like, okay, this is new. And how it works is, the whole big length movie they will divide into
Small chunks.
6 second chunks, and each chunks downloads at their own speed, and then internally the software basically encode everything. so that we see a seamless experience, but everything happened behind the scene. And then I went into a little bit of code. So first it was more about UI, but then I started going towards the code.
It was a core tech.
Programming, exactly. That is where I was like totally. And then there was a time when we had to develop an app, our own OS called Hero Talkies OS, which can be put in a set-top boxes.
Okay.
So we had our own set-top boxes in which Hero Talkies should go, and everything, when it launched, it should launch with Hero Talkies. I was like, dude, how can I do this? And all this thing, this technology, then I learned that.
So you talk about putting OS in Hero Talkies set-top box. Can you just explain that? How did that work? That tech worked? Because I'm very curious to know.
Yeah, exactly. So, in fact, everything was new for me that time. So there was a so Adi, he was the owner of Hero Talkies, and we got one company who is selling set-top box. You can give us a hardware, and we have to modify the Android operating system such a way that it should always launch Hero Talkies, and we can put that in part of set-top box, and that was new. So, and another thing is, so how I did was, we had vanilla Android OS system. So we took the vanilla, we downloaded everything, and it used to work only on Linux system. And we had that time Mac and everything, so we got one Linux system that time, and everything was new because you have to download OS, you have to make it compile. That compile, it took me around 4 hours or something, because everything was new at that time. And so then we have to compile. I have to wait every time. Oh, you know what?
So no, you downloaded the OS and then you fit in
Compile.
the no, but I'm just not able to relate there's some
This one is
chip or something where you're there's some board.
No, it was same as USB. Like we do USB C, using USB C, how we do the coding. Sorry, that was not USB C. That was USB B, USB A that time. So we just connect to the hardware.
So that is a hardware, that is like a board or something?
Yeah, that was a hardware board, developer board the guys gave us. We just have to do is connect, and then flash it.
Flash it. Okay. And then install the OS.
Install the custom OS that we developed. First we installed it. Then we realized, oh, you know what, how it works. Then we went modified our logo. Then we had to modify the. It was all on C programming, so we have to go there, change the code such a way that it always open up Hero Talkies altogether and does not open up launcher anywhere. And then this is one step. After that, there's a concept called OTA. How do I give an over the air update?
Okay.
So that was something that we had to learn that time, how to, because you build the OS, and then after that you want to give an OTA. There's another script which was written by Android. So I have to run the script which will again build the new OS, but then he will find the diff and create me an OTA file. So then I have to put that in server, and then we have to write a code which will go check, you know what, there's an update or not, download the update and install it.
But this over the air update, because I assume that time there was no Wi-Fi tech in the set-top box. So how would it?
No, Wi-Fi tech was available because that developer board had connection with Wi-Fi and everything. It had adapter and everything. Android, that time I was working on Android 4.
No, but I generally, my assumption is like the set-top box don't have this.
They have the Ethernet cable.
Acha, they had it.
Ethernet cable is the way for Android understands that. So internet part was sorted by Android.
So when was this actually?
This is around 10 years, 9 years back, I think.
Yeah, because I don't think that.
Android 4. This is during Android 4. Yeah. Android 4.
So this is the time when this thing didn't come out in a big way. Like
never. Nobody was there. Nobody was there to guide me. Nobody was there to teach me. There was no one who have already done in India. Everything was that time.
It was a very fresh thing.
Roku was the only platform which I remember they guys did their own custom hard software. No one else was there. And Samsung had the software for phone. Set-top box, no one was there. That's why that was very critical for us to develop something like that.
So again, shifting gears from set-top box to the streaming thing. The streaming thing, the back-end part, right? How was that?
Backend, so how it works is Akamai is one platform, and then there was other two, Brightco is another platform. So any company never sits on one platform. They always have to have a backup. So we had Akamai, Brightco, and Amazon. So we had the three backup. All of them are doing HLS. And how it works is we basically get a big file from the producer, the whole movie file. Then there is a guy who does transcoding. So they give to smaller chunks. It's like we had multiple bit rates. So we develop into multiple bit rates. Then we all the files then become so enlarged and we upload it in a server. From server, then there is a technology called HLS, which
So all this you had to learn when you were in Hero Talkies.
Hero Talkies. That's why I say that. I mean, like whenever every company gave me a different mindset. So Hero Talkies showed me how can you go inside the code.
This is the core tech actually.
Exactly.
What is the UI and UX is like a peripheral part of the whole tech, but the core, getting into the core is the critical step.
There was one more thing. So we have something called as TV guide, television guide, where we have there are so many television shows that we have, right? All the television show you should be able to navigate via your remote.
There's some technology called TV guide.
And part of Hero Talkies, there was one more critical challenge that we had. So we were doing movies, and apart from that, we were supposed to go to a TV platform. We have to, do live streaming of TV. So live streaming is a different technology altogether, and HLS was something like which has already been cooked, and then you are
Yeah, this is
serving.
like a movie, and this is like live cricket happening.
Live cricket happening there. And that time I had to create a concept called TV guide, where using remote you should be able to navigate and select what channel you want to do. And that is like infinite, because you can select based on the date, and you have number of channels, and every channels have their own this like so during this period this will come, during this period this will come, so you have a guide altogether. And that also helped me go inside the core. So in Android operating system, I figured out a way of doing this in an elegant way where no one else, in fact, no one else, when I developed it, no one else have ever get it into that level where the experience was to the code.
But you were saying about live. So how did you do that? I'm not able to connect.
So how it works is, so the technology since
So I'm shooting from camera, and then how can you just in a high level, if you can say, I'm shooting from camera, the feed goes into some server, or I don't know how it is.
so there are
Tell in high level that.
so there are two part of TV guide. Okay, one part where we basically develop the UI,
Okay.
where user can select the channel they want.
Okay.
That UI was not possible by traditional way of developing. So we had to do a core level development just to get the experience right for selecting which channel. Which channel. Because using remote, you have infinite number of episodes that you have to show. There are infinite number of channels that you have to show. So the guide itself becomes so difficult to develop altogether.
This is like a mobile app or remote?
Using remote on TV was one, and then another technology that was new for us. And another thing is live streaming, where we were actually gonna do live streaming, where there's actually live streaming server which is there. Like nowadays we can see Hotstar. I'm talking before Hotstar.
Yeah, you said that long back. This is.
Yeah. So before Hotstar, how? So then there was same live streaming technology was there.
But what happens in live streaming technology? You just take the live recording.
So it's just that I have a channel open between server and our app, and server will keep on pushing. You know what? There is a new, like I said, you that 6 second chunks are there. There is a new chunk. Then I go download it. Then I keep streaming up, and then in the player, I control what I have to show to the user. So before while they are watching, I have to go download other chunk and be prepared to show that I can keep showing it up.
So you are trying to be an old school TV with a new tech.
Exactly. Reuse as much as possible. But in startup culture, very important is you cannot afford, time is very critical. Okay, first time to market is very critical, and you have to go code programming, because you have to develop something which is like out of the box. So these are the things which basically pushes you. I'm like, this is something which is not possible by unless you push yourself out. You know what, I can do it, I can figure out.
But how many people were you there in this?
We were just 6, 7.
Just 7 people. You were doing all this.
We did lot of things. In fact, it was all abroad audience. So we are supposed to develop on custom hardware. We were supposed to develop on all type of TV. We were supposed to work on all type of phones. We were supposed to
Phones also. It was an app.
app also, and we are supposed to work on both Android, iOS, experience wise, feature wise, we had, like, for example, that was a different that in Tamil movies, what is the famous part is comedy. Okay, so we had one section only to see movies and clips of comedy. So this was all new. Everything was new.
Old school reels.
Yeah, old school reels. This was all about reels. And that time nobody wanted it. And that time we had developed everything. We had reels, we had live streaming, we had everything. And that was so fun. And we used to, there was a celebration after every launch. And everyone used to enjoy a lot because it was a grand thing. Yeah. It was a grand thing to do.
Yeah, definitely. Like the whole thing, like being a 7 people team, you're developing the whole suite and putting it out. It's and once you put out, you feel commendable to yourself, and you might want to tap yourself sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's that. But then, how you would analyze how many people are viewing? How did that part went? So one thing is so what happens is like I just ask you why I'm asking this. So one thing is being a developer. I always used to develop things and put it. I never used to care about analytics. But my mindset changed very late in my life that it's all about user. So if I don't analyze how user is reacting or how user is responding, then I'm just satisfying my own ego. So that's why I'm asking this question.
This is a very good question, Nana. And in fact, this was something which actually changed my perspective altogether. So in Hero Talkies, that time we didn't had Firebase. So the Firebase nowadays is a new technology which is like easily, it gives you analytics for free. But that time we didn't had this. So we had our own server. Whenever we used to hit a server, we used to count, how many count time it was hit, and we used to record the number of customers who are coming.
So how many people are just opening? You will hit one count up.
Exactly. That was using our own that time. But this helped me understand how many people were using. So we used to have this at a second, how many people are actually doing a streaming. So, and since we were across the world, so every day, every time we used to say, hey, this spike come up from. So suddenly from Japan there will be a spike coming up. Then suddenly from USA, then during one part of time, then spike coming up. There are now 100 people are watching using our platform to see the videos or movies or whatever they like. During that, and I feel, and we were getting feedback was very important. Only one medium we had, Play Store and App Store. People give us feedback
Comments.
through comment, ratings and comment. Second, there was even Android and iOS used to show us average how many people are actively using your software.
So I just wanted to know, like, analytics part, how would you do it? Because as a developer, I would always ignore it. And later point in my career, I realized that analytics is the real thing. And I was just satisfying my ego that, okay, I've given my stuff, my job is done. But now I see the analytics is the more important than just the development. So what's your point on?
True. Actually, in Hero Talkies, this is what it helped me a lot. Okay, in analytics, what used to happen was we had Play Store and App Store. It used to give me how many people are using the app, but we never used to know how they are using it, whether they're liking or not the app. So that time we used a tool called Mo Engage. So it's a tool where you basically can send analytics. We can track how users are using your app. And we used, what the thing we have to do is, whenever you, for example, user open the app, we have to just say him, user, have opened this app. And when user click on something, I say, user like this video, or user is watching this video. How does it help is, it helps me create a funnel. What is funnel is, you can actually see how many people are opening the app, to how many people are able to browse your app, search a video, to how many people are actually able to watch the video. So for example, 100 100% people are opening the app, we had around 80% people who were able to, okay, you know what, search. They were able to search the video and all. I'm like, okay, search is working fine. But only 30% of the people were just actually watching the video. I was like, dude, where is the correct? Where are people going?
Only 30% of the video.
People
Are
are
just
what?
speaking of the result, like the
Ha,
result.
they end up watching the video.
Yeah.
So I was like, what? Why watch is so low? Is there anything? Then I realized that in India, we are able to, because when we are testing in India, things are working fine. But in abroad, there was one particular country where the streaming was not working as expected. They didn't like the quality, and or maybe the initial load time was too much. So they used to maybe select the video, but they were not able to watch it, and they get frustrated and they used to go out of it. And then I realized this problem, and then how I fixed it is before he start, or maybe the when he's just browsing through the thing, I'll start downloading the video in background. So then instantly it loads, and this increased the whole. The when I said from 80 to 30, it came to 80 to 60. That was like 30% is increase, and the whole thing goes to a revenue for us.
I think it's 50%.
Hi, yeah, I'm like, hi, yeah, 30% in this.
So more you analyze, more you understand, more better you do.
One more classic example. So, Hero Talkies, when it starts with a login page. Yes. You log in, you sign up, then you go watch, browse through the movie. If you like it, go and subscribe to us. Simple flow. For us, the subscription is money making. So, how many people are opening and to how many people are subscribing was very important for us. New customers. And how we did was, initially this was the flow. Then we realized, you know what, something has to be changed. We did one change. We let them browse, and then you log in, and then you do the subscription. How many people open to how many people subscribe totally changed. So the whole flow, because the thing is, I'm giving the content to them first, and then I'm asking them to log in. They are like, okay, comfortable, and in fact, the guys end up subscribing more.
What is Firebase analytics? What is moving edges? I don't know if moving edges is a thing or it was a thing of past.
So when Mo Engage was there, then Firebase. When the moment I was actually in leaving Hero Talkies during that time, Firebase came up. Firebase was actually free tool, and in fact they had a feature called funnel. Same thing. They were just replicating whatever feature that Mo Engage give in Firebase. But now recently Firebase have started removing those features out.
There's more advanced.
Yeah. No, they have started. There's no funnel now. But this was something which was useful. So initially, what they did was they launched Firebase to take all the customers from Mo Engage, from other players, and now they got all the customers, and now they started trimming out all the features. So there was a feature called funnel inside Firebase. Now you will not be aware, because if you go to Firebase, they don't have feature. They just send you analytics. They just show you the number. You have to do manually the calculation.
So again, getting back to our track of Hero Talkies. So now you have done all these things, and then what was the step forward? How did you look? How many years did you work at?
Hero Talkies, I was there for I think 2.5 years.
So in 2.5 years, you did so much.
So much. And after this, for unfortunately, we were selling the company out, and then I moved my gear to the current company, which is called Foodhub.
But what is Foodhub into?
So Foodhub is into a food delivery platform. What we do is in restaurants, when you go to a restaurant, they have an EPOS system. So we develop an app for that. We have our own EPOS system that we sell. Then they have a payment service. So we develop an again app for that, and we sell the product, hardware and software both. As a restaurant owner, anything connected to internet, Foodhub will take care. When you open up a restaurant, Foodhub will come in, they will set up everything for you, including your own website as a restaurant and an app. And then we have another app like Swiggy. We have an app called Foodhub, which is very popular in UK. So we are very popular in UK. We are one of the top players in UK in food delivery app. And the difference between other player and us is we have 0% commission. We don't charge commission at all. So how do we get the fees is via rental. So we give the hardware to the restaurant owners. They guys use the hardware and they guys give us a rent, which is very minimal.
But then there's no payment for software.
There's no payment for software anywhere, because the thing is we are getting some revenue from the hardware that gives us. And again, 100% is proprietary, not even a single money taken from outside.
Okay, so before getting to the deeper conversations of Foodhub, let's shift back to your interesting part of joining Foodhub.
My CEO, he's Ardian Mullah. He's actually an Albanian guy. He's from UK, and he saw me. I was like, okay. He called me and like, are you sure you're gonna join us? I was like, no, I'm not sure. I'm double thinking. I was like, double thinking. Can you do one thing? Tomorrow, can we go out for a dinner? Ask me whatever question you want. Let's see. Okay, I said yes. Then
How did you approach the CEO?
he just saw me during interview when I was actually just having a conversation with HR. He saw me and he just came to me. Hey, hi, my name is Ardian Mullah. It's like, hi, my name is Nalin. I was like, so how did your interview go? I said it went well. Okay, because the thing is, in the interview when they asked question, it was very childish. I think it was not something that a big company would ask. I mean, I came to a big company and the questions were like nothing. I was like, dude, am I in the right company or not? That's the only trigger point which I had. I was like, no, I don't want to take a risk. And then, but he took me out and he explained me that you have not taken money from outside. I have grown from zero to ground up. And I'm like, this is how I am gonna be developing. I was like, okay, I feel this guy might be good. That's when I joined here.
So directly you had an interview with
then he convinced me, and then I joined. Then he convinced me to join, and then I joined. Okay, let's go ahead and then do it. It's fine. I'm like, it's a risk. Instead of going to Amazon, okay, let's try that. Another startup culture. Someone just got me that startup culture is good. I wanted to be in startup culture, so I joined here. So the moment I joined, he was like, Nalin, you know what? You have to rewrite the whole app. I was like, done. And I was alone, and I completed the whole rewrite in 2 months. I just rewrote the whole app.
2 months you rewrote the
Whole app. It had 20 modules.
That 20 modules.
So how the modules works is, I'm an owner. Okay, I want to deal with coupons. Okay, I want to put an offers. I want to see. I want to there an open and close time and all of that. So and
Then again the menu.
menus. There are editing menu. Then there are orders which have to be very critical for us. So and very important for us was there was one concept there. Okay, if a new order comes in, 3 minutes, in under 3 minutes, our software should inform the owner. How do you do that? So how do you do that? In 30 seconds, in 13 seconds, my software will understand. You know what? There's a new order. We'll start beeping up. Let's say for some reason he missed it. In next 1 minute, if he does not respond, we will do a message to the client that there's some order. SMS will be sent. He didn't pick up for 3 minutes. We'll start doing a call. First, we'll do to the manager. If he does not pick up,
So is it automated call?
automated. And then 5 minutes, we will call the owner. He's not picking, he's not making the order, he's not taking the order. I was like, okay, you know what, so critical it is. Order flow was very critical. We could not even lose one order out. It was bread and butter for the company. And that's why I said bread and butter is something which is very important. So basically, if people are facing an issue, I'll go understand where the issues are, how my softwares are working seamlessly. It's very important for us is, without us being to the takeaway, I should be able to help them out. If they guys are stuck, internet is not available, let's say, I should be able to make an order. Very important for us. Because I cannot lose my business. People are standing in the queue. I cannot say, you know what, bloody internet is not available, I cannot take your order. Because everything is automated there. How it works is, there's a guy who is taking an order, chef gets notified automatically. He have his own dashboard. He sees, you know what, I have to make 4 burger. These are the recipe. He just makes burger.
Oh, so even the recipes are.
Is that because everything is customized. So everyone have a customized stuff. So the guys know. I'm like, he wants only cheese. He does not want. He does not want cheese. And procedure is very important in UK.
SOPs.
The guys are like very very critical. I'm like, even a small allergy related stuff items goes. That's it. The guys are, for them process is very important. For us, we have to help them improve the process faster. So that's the thing. So So that's how it is. So that's more fun. So then what I do is I see that if my software is able to help them out, then we do a small tweaks in the software that if any issue happens, he himself correct. So that
Like you are saying, code itself is correct.
no, not the code. It's just that in the UI, for example, let's say for particular automation was supposed to work that way. It somehow didn't work, but at least as a user, he get a button or he get an options to do that manually too. So for example, internet is not available. There will be a button called take from offline or something like that, or payment is not available, then we give them an alternative way of taking payment during that time. So we give them multiple options so that they don't stop their business.
Just because internet is not working, you want to give other options. Okay, do call, do SMS.
Do a different way of dealing, or you basically call us and or inform us. So there's a 24/7 call center that we have. So in fact, we take an order from them. So even for restaurant orders, it will come to our helpline. We take up all the orders and then we.
So order comes to India and you tell in UK, okay, this is the order.
This is the order, and then we take it up.
Pre-COVID era and post-COVID era. Can you just highlight how was that?
Pre-COVID era, okay, I showed you how it was. I mean, like cooking, fighting was fast, and then I was actually a lead. I started becoming a lead. I have my own team. I have my own project. I have the whole thing. I had everything with me in the company, and COVID came. So COVID came, and this company, compared to other companies, so the moment government lift the ban, everyone has to come to office.
Everyone has to come.
Every other company said nobody should come. It's like, no, I want you guys to come. And everyone used to say, why? I'm like, your people are dying, and what if my family get affected? Nothing will happen. You guys have to come. We will follow the rules. Everyone will sit 2 meter apart. It's like, dude, we have to travel to the office, dude. Please, everyone are doing work from home. Please let us know. No, you have to come. And then I realized everyone, I'm like, nobody liked to go. Okay, I understand. Even I was not. But the way I was in a startup mindset, so I understand. Okay, there's no wrong in that. Let's go it. I went with the flow. Then I realized whoever worked from home compared to us, our productivity was very high because everyone are near me. I can basically go and interact. When I was working from home, it does not work because anything goes. We were totally on call. Hey, dude, what you are doing? Hey, wait, another call. How is the feature going on? There's another call. CEO is calling. I'm like, there was a problem there and all this stuff. Nothing. I'm like, we were totally on call. Our productivity or coding time was like very minimal. But now when I'm there are 4 people who are coming to me. We converse so fast, and then we have enough time. And the mistake that we do have reduced a lot. And vision, again, you see that, you know what, this guy is working, I will go and work. Otherwise it's like chill out, dude.
You see, you get inside, okay, no.
And yeah, exactly. It's then I realized, so this thing
But as
happened.
in a business perspective, how was it?
For us, it was good. COVID, people would do a lot of order.
So my point, why I'm bringing this up is like scale, right? The scale which you were operating pre-COVID was different, and then post-COVID
Post-COVID
is completely
was
different.
totally different.
So how you manage the scaling with infrastructure?
Um,
What did you use, and how did you learn, and how did you manage to scale up?
Infrastructure, how it works is, for us it was very critical that I said, you're right, initially 5 minutes is the maximum time we can give. Otherwise orders has to be cancelled. So even 1 minute if the server goes down, I said people are making an order. So initially I didn't have a feature called offline. So if people, internet is not available, you cannot make an order. You cannot make an order, you cannot get a receipt, he is not able to cook. Everything goes wrong. And I remember when I went to UK, I was in a Primark. 1 hour there was no internet, or there was a server was down. There was a big queue. People were fed up. Then I realized, dude, this is so critical to having a server up. The way, so we started doing backtrack. Okay, so how we have is, we have a server in 2 different domain on multiple region. Okay, so let's say if UK goes down, USA will be there. USA goes down, still India will be there. So there are multiple things, but in the code, I have to handle that.
You have to handle multiple things.
Yeah, so for example, I'm getting one particular error. maybe this server is down, no problem, I'll go and fit the other server. If still that is down, I will go fix it. So I have a backup to backup to backup plan. In the UI layer, I have a backup plan. In the infrastructure level, I have a backup plan. At the core level, I have a backup plan. I have to have it so that my technology is so resilient. Otherwise, I understand people, it's all about money. We do one mistake, there are competitors who are standing there. Competitor is just outside the gate. You know what? The moment they say that Foodhub is bad, take mine.
Yeah, like how here it happens, like Swiggy is down, okay, go to Zomato and order it.
Yeah. So it's super important, and then we have backup to backup. That is the only way we go ahead.
So you were saying that CEO used to think the idea and the next day that is ready for demo. So how was that?
So this one, how it works is, also we were developing on native. We do mistakes. Okay, mistakes goes to the CEO. You know what, things are not stable. This is not stable. He understands stuff, and we definitely wanted to move something. And then one of my friends joined. His Sangeet Velan. He joined there, and he started React Native. So he showed 1, 2, 3 app demo. First app we did. There was a small app that we had, Drive to Success. So that we developed it in React Native, and we put it out in the customer. People were happy. The moment people were happy, then I was like, then CEO got confidence. Okay, you know what? I want that to be developed, the whole app to be developed in React Native. But
CEO told you.
yeah, but there is a catch. I need that in 2 months. I was like, dude, you know what? There are, if I start writing my feature list, even I have to put a Bible out there. How can I do everything in a new technology? It's like Java, okay, and then Objective C. I cannot convert the code from Java to JavaScript. Not possible. I have to decode everything. In fact, if I miss one if loop, the whole company will. The whole. No, I have to do. I don't care about it. I was like, dude, then it won't work out. How, I mean, in the traditional way, how it works is you develop a software, okay, it goes for a testing, and then it goes for a UAT. Then there is a problem. Then we again fix something. Then it goes for testing. Then it goes for this. There's a cycle for that. Okay, if I go with a cycle, you say any company, you know what? There's a big product. I want to rewrite. Everyone will say 2 years. Simple, simple funda, because there are so many things goes inside. There's a process which has been defined. You have to go by a process. He said, think. You guys can do it. I was like, dude, how can I do it? And then we said, okay, let's do one thing. You guys, we will develop. You have to give a feedback every day. Every day, CEO has to sit with us half an hour, test the product, and say whether we are doing right or not. It's like, okay, 2 months. Morning we will do, evening we have to give a demo. What we develop. All the developers were sitting inside one ward room. We created a ward room where everyone are sitting there. Everyone are being given tasks and all of the stuff, and then everyone are writing the code. And then once it is done, end of the day, everyone will show a demo to him. If he likes it, good. Does not like it, no problem. We'll go. We'll take the feedback. We'll do. And we were able to do that in 2 months. 2 months.
So now I actually, what I want to know is, now that you have 40 people team, really what my takeaway, or what I want to take away with this part is, as a leader, what are the kind of processes you are bringing in? Like, see, now you have 40 people team, you have developers, but really as a big picture, if you see, what are the processes you are bringing in? Like, there might be code review, there might be Jira. So can you talk about the process on how to manage the 40 people and how to deliver things? So that is I want to know.
So before I explain the process, two takeaway. One is do faster, and second thing is one developer itself is enough for the product. Okay, because let's say if I'm developing something, if I have a clear picture and everything, if I have been following the path, whatever direction are, I can develop. Anybody can develop actually. So now how the process, the way we have organized is, we have 11 different apps that we have developed. So all apps, some of them are big, some of them are small. Well, for example, there's an app called Order Kiosk. We have an app for an order kiosk. There's only one guy who is handling it. So we get a requirement saying that a customer wants this way, he have a problem about this, or he want a new design, or he want this. Okay, so what he does is he himself takes up one by one. So we have a Jira in place where we have a product managers who basically do the prioritization, which ticket has to be do. We have a release management where the way we have designed ourselves is every week there will be a release. When there is a week release, we know, you know what, I can take 3 tickets or 4 tickets in a week. I take that up, and there is an out of standard, then okay, we develop it. So one guy alone is able to manage all of them. This is one flow.
No, but you have product manager discussing and creating the Jira. Then you have a person saying, okay, these are the 4 tickets, or these are the 3 or 4 tasks which I am going to do for the week.
So that is a standard agile practice that we have. We also follow the same agile practice where, as a developer, I'm like, we basically prioritize. There's a prioritize tickets and all of that. We say, you know what, these are small ticket, these are medium ticket, these are large ticket, and then we know what is needed for the client soon. We take that up, and then we go and deliver. This is a sprint planning that we already have. We follow that. That is the twist. Okay, so what is the twist? This is a standard everyone have. We also have the same standard. Out of 40 developers, what I do is there's a concept called hidden developers. So 40, only 10 people will be in sprint. Okay. Balance 10 people, we will do it in name of tech dev. We will hide them and we will not put that in sprint. Why is this? Okay, what is so special about it? What happened is, in our industry, so my CEO goes out, sees lots of demo, and we have to be on top of competitor. We have to be on top of competitor. Competitor launch something. We want it quick. If I go by a sprint, you can never achieve because out of 300 backlog, yeah, you cannot put in. Where you will put it? If I'm doing something, this is critical for the business. This also is critical for the business. This also is critical for the business. How do I do that, all this stuff? So, like I said, the mindset, doing fast releases or doing releases which are super critical. I'm like, maybe just show them a demo. Where do I put in? There's a concept called prep time. So, for example, now recently we are pitching in for an stadium. So inside a stadium, we are gonna have order kiosks. It's not same because the order that I'm taking up, the way I'm placing an order in restaurant in kiosk is different because you have to select my seating arrangement and all, and the flow is different. First, I have to select my seating. I have to select which day I'm coming. When I'm doing an order, it's different. I do what I want, and then I will select the day. So everything is different. The whole flow is different.
So in a stadium, order placement is different. In a restaurant,
Restaurant order placement is totally different. It's under. And then what we do is we take the guy out. You know what? Can you do this? It's a super. And so those who are hidden developers, they will do the POCs, fast POC. Then we launch it out. We show the client.
But that will be like a separate app.
It's gonna be part of it, but during using a toggle.
Like how do you deliver the code is up to standard. Like one is testing. Other one is the toggle thing. The toggle, if you just disable that feature, it gets hide. But there are some changes, which are sometimes related to the core feature, right? They have to talk with the core thing. So how do you handle those? Like what are the processes to handle that? Just in a simple way, if you can explain.
There is one change which I bring as part of engineering manager. My responsibility is to keep the stability of the product as much as possible. So one thing I learned, okay, there's a concept called unit testing. So, but unit testing apart compared to others, everyone what they do is they write unit testing just to cover the line.
Just to
Cover the line. You know what? I have written some content. I'll just cover it up. Yeah, that means you are just covering up. Yeah. For example, there's a concept called mock. So just to explain what covering up means, what happened is there's a feature. Any features is like that user button clicks. We hit the API, we get the response, and we update the UI. Simple flow. But since there is a concept called async, since the server part is an async, you cannot do that on unit testing. So what people do is every condition they write, every function, what they do is they have to prepare a mock.
Mock data.
Yeah, mock data. They say that you know what, this is how it's gonna be. They do the API mock, where we basically create an API mock, and then we say that I have hit the API with the XYZ parameters or not. Okay, that's how they have to write. Now, when they write unit testing, I have written the code which is like this much. Unit testing is this much. Why? Because every function is, when you write the code, you can do async and await. All of them makes you write the same function, 1 4 5 line. But unit testing, you cannot do like this. You have to basically, yeah, you have to mock that function. You have to write a mock for that. Then you have to write the code for this, for above code, above async. Then you have to write below async. Then you have to write in between, and it's messy technically. And when I'm doing fast release, or I'm doing so fast week, I cannot afford developer to spend. That's a 30%. In 30 minutes, I can develop a feature. I cannot spend 2 hours only on unit testing. Nobody will do that. In fact, that was become our low priority. I don't want that to happen because our stability is very important. So since I said, right, I worked with code and all other stuff. So what I did was, I'm like, but I wanted, and there's one more thing which is like, as a user, what you want? You want to ensure that all the condition has been satisfied. What I did was, I figured out, you know what, why not, let's do one thing. I'll create an internal framework. For them, they should write only one line test cases. That's it, and it will cover all the scenario. I was like, how come it's possible? I was thinking, how can it possible? One thing which I realized is, any function which we write, it's simple that you get a input parameters, you pass it, you convert it so that I can pass it to the API. API give me a response. API response can be success or failure, or something different. All the responses, based on the responses, I'm changing the UI. This is a standard flow. So in between the mocking layer, we use the API mock. What I'll say him, if the mock have received the particular parameter, return this response. Okay, so then what they have to do is, as a we use Postman collection, they'll go to the Postman, they will write all the API contract because they have to maintain it. Use the same API contract in your unit testing. You don't have to do anything. You just have to say, this is the, if this input comes, okay, the mock should returns me this data, and then you can check whether I'm doing the whole manipulation correct or not. The whole code unit testing you can write in 3 lines. Nothing. You just say, this is the mock. This is the API call. I might receive this, then do this. That's it.
So my question is like, how do you do the code review part, and how did you structure that process?
So code review, how we did was, we have releases, multiple releases going on. So now what we do is, we create something called as release manager internally. So randomly everyone will get a chance. When you become release manager, what you do is, there have been tickets assigned to you for that release. You take that up. You are responsible. Everyone are responsible to get 3 reviews, whatever code you are doing. After the reviews are done, this guy, what he will do is, he will merge it in his own branch. The reviewers branch, release branch. We call it as a release branch, where he merge everything, and then he give the bill to QA. Once QA approves, everything is okay.
So once he approves, and then he gives to
Once he merge everything, and then he merge. The merge nobody will do. They will just get approval and keep it there. He merge everything. He gives the bill to QA. If things goes well, well and good. If does not goes well, let's say for some reason, for 1 or 2 ticket has to be taken out, he takes care of revert merge, takes the things out, and whoever developer who have to fix it again, they do again revert merge on top of it, and then they handle it. Once this is done, release manager are supposed to say, you know what, my release is ready, I've got QA certified. After that, there's a production manager, or in a developer. Again, only the lead, everyone are developer. What the responsibility for them is, they take care of all the productions. So for example, any releases which goes to production, so they see a diff, all these diffs are okay to go, they merge it off, things goes to the live, and then what they do is, they backport all the releases to all the other branches which are stale, so that everyone gets the latest work that they have been doing it. So this is how we have been structured, and this is helping us, because now I have given everyone a chance to do take responsibility. Yeah,
take a breath. So it's like owning things.
owning up thing. And this one I have learned because I have been owning every time. And I like to give out. I'm like, it's not something I'll lose. If they guys become more responsible, for them it's gonna be good. So then they guys take up responsibility. Everyone learn. In fact, 3 years experience guy also, he will do a responsibility. If he's interested, he will take. If he takes, uh,
But then
we will help him.
But do you have like
People messing up.
messing? No, messing up. I think it will happen even if you have
Yeah.
experience. Even messing up will happen. But how do you say, okay, now we'll give him the chance to review? Like, how do you come up with that decision?
So we put that in rota. So if it's not rota, we just say, you know what,
So there's no particular criteria.
there is one more thing. Since we have a big product, everyone are good at one module. So we are aware of that. You know what, this module he is very good, or this module he is very good, or this kind of fixes he does very good. So everyone have its own advantage, disadvantage.
So own feature set. People are owning their own feature set. So that
Since they have developed on it, so then they have worked on it. So they automatically take care of review. Everyone comes out and then they review. So we just created a friendly structure.
So my question is, now that you have maintained the code, you have maintained the quality, you are organizing the team, the structure is also in place. Now, what is next step? How are you taking things forward? Or what are you looking towards?
Very good. There are two things. Okay, other developers are afraid of ChatGPT. I embrace ChatGPT. So now what I have learned is the technology, the new technology that we started getting at ChatGPT, Copilot, and there are so many other technology. It's actually building the whole code. Whatever we are typing, whatever we are spending time, the guys are doing that in a second.
So how are you embracing?
How am I embracing it? For me, features, because now I'm in a product company. Okay, for me, delivering client the fastest way possible is important. Okay,
so that's your motto.
That is my motto. And recently it happened. Okay, I just got a requirement from a client. I was like, oh, you know what? Let's ask ChatGPT if we can do it. And but it's not that ChatGPT can do it without. It's just that you have to ask the right question, and he gives you an answer. But then you ask him to correct such a way that you can fit in your code. So then what I did was I asked him, is it possible? And then he said me, yeah, it's possible to do this way. Then I said, okay, you know what, this is my code structure, but I want you to write such a way that it fits in my code structure. And then he does that. Then I say, you know what, it's like code review. Whatever code you have written, you have missed this, you have missed that, then do it.
Every engineer at this point is doing that. Their productivity is been increasing. Like, I feel for me, it has been like 10x, where if there's something new, if I want to try, I spend some half an hour with ChatGPT and I have some basic prototype of what I want to do, and then I really take a step. So the productivity is 10x, but you know, my real thing is, should people be afraid? Like, at least like my afraid in the sense.
Very agree. What about the business?
Right? Now the entry barrier. Now the entry barrier has become a huge gap. See, as a manager, now I would feel little reluctant to have a fresher or intern, because that kind of level of output I might get through ChatGPT. So what is your take on that? That's the actual thing I want to
So I would say the technology shift, being this industry, one thing I learned is technology shifts us. I have personally been in Android, then iOS, then React Native. Technology changes, and technology changes at a faster level. And you have to scale. You have to scale, you have to be on top of it. One more thing which I learned is, since I was in a product company, it helped me understand that business customer is a king.
Customer is okay.
Okay, so then I started thinking in terms of customer perspective. This too, why I'm saying this too is, even let it be fresher. I'm a college graduate. Okay, ChatGPT will help you create a feature even though you don't understand the code. For example, I've written the code in Java. I cannot convert in Kotlin. Or what I do is I just say him, I've written in Java, give me an Kotlin version. It's fine. Then I say him, I want it on iOS. He gives me. I want it on Swift. I want it in Objective-C. Because now I don't have to go search all the API document, read the document, see how it works. It saves my time there. Even if the code does not work, it's fine. Then I will go, oh, you know what, you're at least going to that level. Uh, uh, Two things which I learned. First, learning is very critical. In this technology, you have to be learning. You should have a control over the technology. ChatGPT is just a medium. Okay, if you don't understand the technology, ChatGPT, what he will do is he will give you the code, you will just implement it, but you will not know how it works. So when a production issue come, you cannot go to ChatGPT and say, you know what, you did the mistake. It's the one you committed. Okay. And second thing is, if I'm a fresher, so I can actually do a lot of coding. In fact, I can do the whole, whatever, let's say the whole Foodhub app. I think if anybody new comes, for him, it's going to be now 4 or 5 days. It's fine. It's not a problem. I might have taken 2 months to get it into shape. You guys can do that in 4 days. This is the technology. If I understand. It's a job loss for me also. But how can I be on top of it is if I can become a standard, I can create my own standard, I can understand what customer wants. So the vision,
Getting the user perspective at first place rather than just thinking about tech.
Exactly. So this is the only shift I can think will keep you moving. And technology in this industry, technology, you should never be married to one. Never, never.
So, as a college student now, what step should I? What are the basics I should know to get into software, or what are the basics uh, as a current trend for me to get into this field? Like, because now things are very different from last year itself, right? So, what do you think as a college student? How should I think about this? Should I just leave it, or how should I embrace it?
So one thing is this computer science industry is very good compared to other industry. Why? What happen is you can develop features and you feel satisfied because you have seen someone using your feature. You've seen something that people wish and you are able to fulfill. You feel like a god mode when actually actually you basically develop everything at that. So this is one. Second step is that when you are coming here, take one programming language. It can be JavaScript, it can be Python, it does not matter. Python also people can do any kind of programming. Front end and back end, there are two again part of programming. Again, it's all about how you envision yourself. You have to start looking out in the real world example. You know what, I want to solve this problem. Now, any problem solving is very easy.
Any problem solving is very easy.
Very easy. In fact, I would say, just imagine this 4 years down the line. I was thinking, you know what if there was a camera which can say where the parking is going to be? Parking slot is free or not. And that time we used to think, oh, you know what, this is not possible. See the technology now?
It's there.
It's there. It's a lot better. It can identify how many people are inside the car.
Like at least like nowadays in mall you can just see up and see where the green light is, go and park there.
Yeah, the lot of things are there. So it's just that people are catching it up, and that is how this is. And the way you would think is something first. What was a blocker for us was if I wanted to do this, I didn't have any medium to teach me. So learning was something which was nascent here. But now I realized two things. MIT have started opening up courseware. All the MIT courses that they guys do, they put that in YouTube.
They put it in YouTube.
Everything is free, and that is how it is. I mean, like you can learn from the best faculty, see how it is implemented. Chat GPT is helping you to at least do one POC.
Yeah,
Prototype, and there is and reading prototype and learning the documentation. Reading documentation is very important. Just read the documentation, you know prototype. In fact, now it's like, oh, you know what, I want to develop this company. You can have it without any struggle. Architecture, it's very important, which I learned is when we do coding, there's no one to guide us in architect. There's no one
to architect.
No one to guide us, because okay, basic coding you can do, okay, but what is the architect, on what platform you're going to build, the architects that you develop, right? That is very important for the company. What I learned is you stick to your, no problem, whatever it is, it does not matter to you. If you are good at iOS, no problem, you stick to iOS. You are good at Android, you stick to iOS. Android, it does not matter. No. Why? End goal, user are satisfied. ChatGPT will help you convert that into a different platform. Or if
You
you,
can write your own code
yeah,
and get it
and if you are satisfied, if you know that I have satisfied the client, logic, whatever you write, you know you can convert that into any other languages. Now it's very, very easy.
So let's shift our gear. Just very simple topic on machine learning and artificial intelligence. See, I know I just I'm a software engineer. Did my like I just have the formal knowledge of what is back end, front end, what is uh, UI, what is testing, what is user experience, what is analytics. So that part I have covered through my. But I want to have not really get into AI, not get into machine learning, just as a concept, layman person, as an outsider. I don't want to get into AI, I don't want to develop any AI, but I am amused with the tech. So I just want to know, as a layman, how does this technology work? Just a layman.
So machine learning and AI, when we say machine learning and AI, actually what happened is, as a programmer, we basically write a logic to do some implementation. Algorithm to do the implementation. Okay, so that algorithm we keep on writing. Now what happens is someone says, you know what, I want different thing. We again rewrite the whole algorithm. That's how the technology works.
Yeah, some change.
Yeah. How machine learning and AI works is, I don't have to teach them logic. I just say him, this is the end result I want. This is the input. This is the end result. This is the input. This is not what I want. Okay. And what he does is he understands and creates the logic himself. So that is why they call training set, test set. Okay. So we train them. We check whether a machine is able to understand whatever I was training him.
I get the part where you have a training data. Training data is nothing but set of data which says, hey, this is a hand. This is a hand. Then it says, yes, this is a hand. And then you show something else, and then you say, this is not a hand. And you give collection of lot of data to that particular model. But how do you choose the model? Like basic model, how do you choose?
I'll explain a concept called convolution network. Okay, how it works is, you have a big image 1024 into 1024. It's a matrix. Okay, what they do is they will take two pixel. They will combine both of them together, and then they train the model on only the 2 pixel. For example, if there is a hand, so they will just maintain this 2 pixel, 2 pixel, 2 pixel, 2 pixel, like this. They will do. Okay, why is this? Then he will understanding coloring. So like this, if it goes white, 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 white. Oh, this is skin color, skin color, skin color, white, 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 white. Okay, like this it goes. Second way, then what they do is they drain again. Now they will skip one pixel. Then they will start taking up alternative pixels like that. So this is an algorithm they wrote. The idea is this, and then they will go till 1 pixel down.
No, so one I understand 2 pixels. They were
2 pixels. They are so 1024 will become 2 to 2 pixel. Then it become 4 pixel. Then they will 1024 will become. I'm like, since I'm
the sample size will be increasing.
Sample size keep on increasing till 1024.
Oh, 1 pixel, 2 pixel till
1024.
1024
is nothing but everything.
Rows and columns.
Now what he does is we just send into the network that this is how it is, and then let's say if I'm training him, now he's just going through all the images like this. Now because of this he's able to understand this is the nose, because I say nose is available in all this thing.
Nose is available in all
on this part. Okay, then they understand. Oh, you know what? This is where the nose is. So the algorithm itself.
The algorithm takes the pattern of the nose.
Now if I take up a close-up or I far, it works, because for example what he does is he sees the skin color, then he started noticing that, you know what, when I did this in one particular box, I've seen eye and this both together, and this guy was supposed to say nose. So then they learn, and this is how internally he is doing it. So it's all about learning. It's like showing a child images. You know, this is what the arrow or scooter is. This is scooter. This is scooter. This is scooter. That is how the guys are done. It's all about. That's why big companies, they have big data set.
There's a big data.
Data set. So the guys trained on all of them. For newcomers, it's become difficult because you don't have big data set and all other stuff. Preparing a data set itself is costly affair.
Yes.
For Google and all, the guys, you know what, the more you use the product, the more you are giving him that data to learn.
So now the model has been built up. How do I simply just deploy it in the cloud or something?
It's the same concept. So you basically deploy it in it's like a bundle. So you just deploy it on the cloud, then someone will be reading it. So if I have a utility, you will go read the model, get the output. In data structure, there is a concept. What they say is as space and time complexity. Okay, so in model also same thing. So if I am giving you some input, you have to give me in faster time because I have to immediately respond. So then that's all. And what helped me was now at least I know the terminology. I cannot say that internally how it works. I cannot even guarantee. Even in fact, the take best scientist, he will not 100% say, you know what, this data set he will understand this much. It's just that okay.
There are some patterns which are written, and there are no best tested results.
In Python, changing the model is very simple. Because you write only one line of code.
Changing model. So you are shifting from
one model to another model. And then every model have a parameters. You just play around with the parameters. Nothing else is that. You have an input, you have an output. Internally, one line change. You just play around, and then you need to know the analytics. Like we have this, right? So you just to see that whether whatever hypothesis is there, whatever the input, are you able to understand everything? So false positive, and then you'll understand when you go. But I would recommend you guys to take the course. Any reason if you go is just it's waste of time because you will not understand. Technically, it's simple.
It's simple.
It's simple to develop. Okay, but complexity is about production. How can I serve it tomorrow? I'm like I want to serve something. I have to be flexible. Flexibility and stability. These are the two things which every product asks. Then you will not be able to do that. And just the same I did.
Cool. So I think that was great. I would like to summarize the whole thing, whole this conversation, how it went, how what is my key takeaway. So first I learned that every experience you have, they might not be teaching you at the first place. You might be just thinking, why am I doing? But when you are at the end, you realize that thing really helped me to get this. So the thing is, stay curious in the beginning, do it. It might not make sense you at that time, but when you come to the end, not end, or when you come at the one point, you might think that really helped me to get this here. So that is the takeaway, one key takeaway. The next key takeaway is like, don't be stressful. Don't be stressful. Take it as a pet project. See, make a vision. See if you want to take it up, and see how you can nurture it and grow that stream.
No, it was super helpful, and it was thanks to you for organizing this stuff. And this is good. In fact, I've started noticing. I like people being in this industry or following the same passion which I have. And actually, this is a good medium which you have started up. Not me. I think there are so many people out there who are like lot better than me or who are lot greater than me. And in fact, this is for the audience. This will help them select the right people, the right place to go. One more thing which I've realized is after completing a college, main problem is this: what should I do? What should I do? I'm like, where the success is gonna be? And when I joined, this short success helped me gain confidence. Compared to another thing which I've noticed is people lose confidence, then they are not able to grow much in the thing. And this helps you gain confidence. It's easy. It's just that you are flexible. In fact, in the life you should be flexible. It's nothing. In this technology have taught me something. If you do mistake, throw it off. Don't matter. Move ahead. Go for a new. Yeah, go find your girlfriend. Go from there. So I mean, like I've moved from different technology. I never kept it there, and
This guy.
yeah, this is how I'm gonna be. No, I'm like okay, I'm a guy who can do something about it. I can do something about it, and there are people. That's why I've seen people being success here, and I'm like I've personally seen you also taking up curiosity. Your curiosity also is at the upper level, and recently you met Robert Kiyosaki. All these are like our dream people that you have met. So it's very good that you are doing it, and hope for the best for you, and will support you as much as possible.
Now that I want to have a game with you, I'm calling it as an epic. So, in that epic, we have 2 sprints. So sprint 1 is a rapid fire round. So, I'll just give you a few terms. You have to be quick. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
React Native or Flutter?
React Native.
AI or intern?
Intern.
Teams or Slack?
Teams.
Code review or hands-on coding?
Code review.
College degree or well-known online course?
Online course.
Freelancing or job?
Job.
Work from home or work at office?
Office.
Okay, that's been great. Thank you. You were quick in your sprint 1. Man of speed. Okay, let's move our gears to sprint 2. Here, I would ask you a word and you would have to say what comes first in your mind. Vacation.
Bangalore.
Chat GPT.
Very friend.
Friends. Friends.
Oh, friends. Ah, yeah, friends.
No.
No. The third one is friends.
Third one is friends. Nothing.
No. It's so it's an relax.
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, don't invest.
Apple Vision Pro.
I'm not gonna die.
Android.
Android, love it.
Python.
Python, embrace it. I like it.
That's been great. You are a fast deliverer. You delivered really fast. So thank you, Nalin, for being here. It has been great. There was so much of learning for me, and seriously, I learned many things. The main thing, really where I felt little stressed about catching up everything in life. I think that has really resonated in me of how to handle that. So my key takeaway with that is follow what you want to do, be curious, take small steps, and keep going. So that is my key takeaway. And thank you so much, in pacifying me. At least you can't catch up with technology, but take it small, take what you want to do, have a vision, and continue. So thank you so much for pacifying me and also giving this learning as I'm progressing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate all the hard work that you are doing.
Thank you.
And definitely, we'll be all with you on your growth and success.
Thank you so much. So it's all about that. So please join us or join me in Code Brew Lounge and let's have a lot of fun. Do hit like, share, subscribe if you like my work. This helps me brewing the way I'm progressing. Thank you so much.